In this video, I'm walking you through the entire process live of how I find products that scale over 6 figures a month, from the 3 questions every product has to pass before I even touch it, to the exact tools and filters I open up, to picking the one that I actually run with by the end of this video. So by the time we're done, you'll have the same product research system I've used to build my own 8-figure stores, the same one that my students are using right now to hit their first 10K a month and beyond. But if you click off before the live walkthrough, you're gonna keep on guessing on products, keep burning ad spend, and keep wondering why everyone's stores are printing while yours sits at 0. Let's go ahead and get into it. Here's the brutal truth. Nobody in this space wants to tell you your product choice decides whether dropshipping is easy or impossible. So before I touch a single tool, I want to get you into the right mindset, because most beginners think product research is just about finding winners. It's not. Product research is about eliminating losers fast. Most beginners waste time trying to fix a bad product, tweaking their store, changing creatives, and blaming their ads, when the reality is that the product was never strong enough to begin with. A good product doesn't need to be forced. It gives you signals early. So your job isn't to make things work. It's to move fast, cut the losses, and let the right product prove itself. A mistake 99% of beginners make is trying to force a product to work because they're emotionally attached to it. Why product research is a filtering system and not a treasure hunt. The mental shift. I'm not looking for a winner. I'm rejecting the losers until only the strongest one is left. I've watched thousands of students go through this exact loop, and the ones who break out, they all do the same thing. They stop chasing trends and start chasing products through a system. The system comes down to 3 core questions. Every product I look at has to pass all 3 or it's gone. Question number 1, does anyone actually want this? Question number 2, can I sell this with ads and content? Question number 3, will the math actually work? If even one of these fails, the product is dead, and I don't care how cool it looks. I don't care if your friend says it'll go viral. One fail equals the next product. But here's the thing, the other part is knowing where to even find these products that have a real shot, and that's where most people are looking in the totally wrong place. So the first tool I'm opening, and the one I really rely on more than anything else, is Fastmoz. This is where I see what's actually moving in the TikTok shop in real time with real data, because here's the trap most people fall into. They find a product on TikTok, they assume it's selling, and they launch a store before checking if it's an actual winner. Most people scroll TikTok looking for ideas. What you're doing here is completely different. You're not guessing. You're reading real market behavior. This is actual buy-in data, not likes, not views, not opinions. So instead of asking, does this look good? You're asking, is money already flowing into this? That's the difference between gambling and making calculated decisions. Start with the 7-day data view. This is your, is this hot right now check. Filter for minimum 10K units sold and 25K GMV in the last 7 days. Now flip to the 30-day view. Minimum 50K units and 50K GMV. Below 15K units GMV in 30 days, it's dead. Skip. No clear function, just a random gadget. Skip. Only one creator pushing it, not validated. Skip. Looks like something you see at Walmart. Skip. No urgency, no margin. But raw numbers aren't enough. The thing that separates a real winner from a fake one is the graph shape. This is where people get fooled. They see a spike and think it's a winner, but spikes don't build businesses. Consistency does. Anyone can ride a viral moment. Very few can identify something that holds demand. So when you look at these graphs, you're not chasing excitement. You're looking for proof that people keep buying, even when it's not trending. Day-to-day fluctuation stays within the plus or minus of 35%, stable, steady, about 10% weekly growth, sustainable demand, 4 to 7 days of consistency in the 7-day view. 0K to 30K to 5K to 50K to 2K. That's a roller coaster. That product isn't trending. The whole point of this filter is you want to be predictable, not exciting. Boring graphs build 100K month stores, while the most exciting graphs build broken dropshippers. Knowing this exactly is what helped over 50 million in verified students results so far, resulting in a 14-year-old kid who hit 60K in 90 days at a 55% margin, who's now sitting at 30K a month for recurring revenue as a teenager. Beginners hitting their first 10K a month in 60 to 90 days. People going from total zero to running a real Shopify business. If you want to skip the 5 years of trial and error and just plug in the same system I'm walking you through right now, click the link in the description to work with us directly. Now let's get back into this product, because we're about to find out if it makes the cut. Here's where most people make their fatal mistake. They assume the data data is enough. It's not, because the data shows you what happened. What I need to see is what's happening right now. And that's the difference between catching a wave and then getting handed a product that already peaked 2 weeks ago. This is where you separate real demand from inflated data, because a product can show you numbers, but if creators aren't actively pushing it, it's already losing momentum. Creators are the distribution. If people aren't making content around it consistently, then the algorithm isn't favoring it, and it means your ads won't either. Minimum 100 active creators are pushing this product. That's the floor. 500 plus shoppable videos. Now we're looking at real validation. Click into the creators section. Are creators active in the last 7 days? If the most recent post is from 3 weeks ago, the wave is dead. Are they using varied creatives, or is everyone running the exact same video? Because 70% of creators are using identical content. That means saturation is already maxed and your CPMs are about to get destroyed. Minimum 1K views per creator. If the creators are pushing it but no one's watching, the algorithm doesn't like the product. Now here's something that takes 30 seconds but tells me more than the data ever will. So as we go ahead and look at these comments, we're gonna go ahead and validate this product. Here we have a comment saying PCOS is hard and deserves more awareness. Dude, I have to shave every day. It's so annoying. We have people complaining here as well. It's so frustrating, especially on days I'm running behind. I forget to plug them and now I'm self-conscious about it the whole day. It just ruins my day for real. And then we have someone here saying, guys, I have PCOS and I'm on this product specifically for this and it's a game changer, but I've been using this oil for a while too and it's amazing. And then we have people here asking, do you promise? And then we have another comment here, I've been using this for 3 weeks and the difference is amazing. I've saw results within the first week and my confidence has skyrocketed. That's super awesome to see. And then we have this comment here, I've been using it for about 1 year and it's brought my facial hair down by 80%. It's not 100%, brutally honest opinion. That's super awesome, but it's amazing. And the key is to be consistent. It took about a month of use to truly start seeing the difference, and that's really important for customers to know. It took a month of use to really start seeing the difference. People just automatically assume that day one they see instantly, they see differences like that, and it's just not how it works. The consistency is key, and this is super awesome because it also shows that this product has been used in the past year. And what does that show us? It's consistent, and that's the number one thing that we want to find. So let's go ahead and move forward. Now here's a filter I wish someone would have taught me in year one. Would have saved me thousands. It's the common sense check. Think about it like this. You can have a product that's with perfect data, hot creators, and engagement, and it'll still flip for one stupid reason. And that is the customer realizes they can just grab it at the gas station on the way home. The second that thought hits their brain, you've lost them because they could just get it somewhere else. This is where logic beats data, because no amount of good metrics can fix a product that people don't need to buy online. If it's really accessible, there's no urgency, and if there is no urgency, there's no conversion. So before you overanalyze anything, just ask yourself, would I actually order this online, or just go ahead and grab it in person? Skip products easily found at Walmart, gas stations, convenience stores, drugstores. There's no urgency to buy online. So skip the reminder products, things people can see in an ad, and then go grab it in person instead of clicking. Focus on products that solve a real problem: pain relief, weight loss, sleep, skin issues, things people buy because they want it fixed now. Now once it passes the common sense check, I'm running a quick competitor scan to see if the market's already cooked or if there's still money left on the table. Competition isn't the enemy, it's confirmation. If no one's selling, it's usually a bad sign. Remember that. But what you're already looking for is who you're competing against. Weak competitors means opportunity. You don't need to reinvent the product, you just need to present it better. So minimum 20 active ads running this product equals that the market is validated. And then look for weak competitors, bad product pages, no reviews, and generic branding. That's an opportunity you can outperform them in a week. This is exactly what we've seen across multiple winning products. We've had products where there are already 20 plus ads running, but most of them had terrible creatives, weak pages, and no branding. We've came in, we've cleaned it up, improved the content, and within weeks we're outperforming them already. That's the difference. Same product, different execution. Avoiding markets with strong branding everywhere or 25 plus weak competitors all fighting for the same dollar. The last filter before I make a decision is the math. This is where beginners lose money without realizing it. They pick products with no margin, then wonder why their ads don't work. But ads aren't the problem, the math is. If the numbers don't work before your launch, they won't magically fix themselves after. So instead of hoping it's profitable, you build profit into the product from the start. Key things to keep in mind: minimum 2.5 markup. For example, a $10 supplier cost is a $25 minimum selling price. Anything less and you can't afford your ads. I prefer staying in the $20 to $45 range for impulsive buys, which is high enough margins and then low enough to not need a sales pitch. And then higher margins is more flexibility with discounts, upsells, retargeting, and scaling. So now that we've run a product through every filter, it's finally time to lock in the product. This is where most people freeze up. You've got a few products that look decent, none of them are perfect, so how do you decide? Here's the truth I've learned after 6 years in the game: no product is perfect. Again, no product is perfect, and for that reason, if you wait for the perfect product, you'll never end up launching at all. At this stage, the product isn't the only variable, you are. Two people can pick the same product, one makes money while the other doesn't. Why? Because the product gives you the opportunity, but your execution determines the outcome. So once it meets the criteria, stop overthinking it. Your edge now comes from how well you build, test, and improve, not from switching products. The winning product isn't the one that checks every box flawlessly. It's the one that checks most boxes and gives you the best opportunity of success. This is the one I'd run with, and here's exactly why. We have proven demand, specific units, GMV numbers from the data. The graph is showing steady growth, no roller coaster. Creators have been active in the last 7 days. The engagement, obviously we're seeing live comments and buying intent. And then the common sense factor solves a real problem and not at Walmart. Competition, active ads, weak competitors I can beat. And then the profitability, a nice clean 2.5 plus margin. The entire process, start to finish, only took us about 20 minutes. It's the same one I've used to scale my own store past 8 figures. The same one my students use to hit their first 10K months. And the same one I'd use today if I was starting from absolute zero in 2026. If you're watching this, you know the actual next step is launching your store, finding the suppliers, running the ads, and building the offer. That's exactly what I just walked you through this 100K challenge. So make sure you click the first link in the description, and thanks for watching.